Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Van Dijk sums up Dutch win in one line that shows his Liverpool mindset. Virgil van Dijk showed exactly why he remains one of football's most respected leaders. Even after an unconvincing international display, the Netherlands recorded a 4-0 victory over Malta in World Cup qualifying. But the performance from Ronald Koeman's side was far from dominant. Van Dijk delivers blunt verdict after routine Dutch victory, speaking after the game. Virgil van Dijk kept his assessment short and sharp. "We did our duty," the 34-year-old said when asked by NOS. Football to sum up the night in Takali. It was a typically grounded response from the Liverpool skipper, who refused to overplay a result that looked more comfortable on paper than it felt on the pitch. He had the same hard-line mentality after the Dutch victory against Lithuania, with it being clear that our skipper knows that if his nation want any success at the World Cup, performances will need to improve. An early mistake from the Dutch defender almost gifted Malta a shock lead, but the hosts failed to capitalize, and Liverpool forward Cody Gakpo took full advantage by converting 2 penalties to ease the pressure. The Orange improved after the break, with Tijani Reinders and Memphis Depay completing the scoring, but Van Dijk made it clear that standards must remain high. While Van Dijk set the tone with his leadership, it was Gakpo who produced the decisive moments in front of goal. His brace from the spot continued his strong form for his nation, something that was spotted during the last international break. For Van Dijk, though, the message was clear. The job's done, but there's still plenty to improve. Jermain Defoe explains why he's convinced Hugo Ekitike is a top-level Premier League forward. Liverpool signing Hugo Ekitike was one of the best pieces of business they did in the summer transfer window. The Frenchman was bought for $69 million, and as forwards go, he is clearly one of the best in the world and has made his impact on this Arne Slot team known very early on. Ekitike has 6 goal contributions in 10 games in all competitions and shows no signs of slowing down. His ability on the ball and his movement away from it are second to none. And while Alexander Isak is an incredible striker, he has to take a back seat at this moment in time. Obtaining the signature of the 22-year-old French international during the window was a statement of intent that Liverpool were not here to make up the numbers this season. Jermain Defoe says Hugo Ekitike has all the qualities you would want in a striker. While the Premier League is on international break, there is no doubt he will show his qualities for his national team in their World Cup qualifiers. His praise from ex-professionals has continued to grow since starting for Slot's side, and Jermain Defoe is one of those who has heaped praise on the young star when asked on the Could It Be Magic podcast who his favorite striker in the league was besides Erling Haaland. The former Sunderland star said Ekitike without much hesitation. Defoe explained why he felt that the star was so special, and his belief that he deserves to start over Isak at the moment. He said, "Yeah, Ekitike. And it's going to be interesting because they've signed Isak and he's massive signing. And obviously he's going to play as the number 9. And it looks like Ekitike is going to play off the left. But I just think that he's got the shirt right now. And not just the goals, but just everything around it. Like, I think he can do everything. And I did the game. I went to the game against Bournemouth, first game of the season at Anfield. I just watched him and I watched his movement. How he comes off. His timing of his movement and soft touches. The timing of his runs, the opposite movement, the finishing. The goal against Everton I thought was unbelievable. Because the run, the touch, and the finish, it's everything that I'd want to coach, a center forward. In terms of the timing of the movement, then when the chance came, focus on the first touch, away from the defender, then how quick can you get your shot off? Everything I've seen so far, it's been top level, and he's 22 years old. Hugo Ekitike has the qualities to be the best in the Premier League. It is not difficult to see how good a player this young star is, and with time for him to grow and develop, he could be one of the best strikers in the league very soon. While Haaland at this moment in time takes top spot, Ekitike has shown, whilst the team he is playing in has not been at their best, which shows that he still has more to show off. There is a difficulty with having Isak in the team. Trying to fit the Frenchman in on the left is what will be the likely outcome, but even still, he will still drift into those striker positions. When the break is over, it will be a perfect opportunity for the team and Ekitike to get back to showing why they are the best in the world. Liverpool news. Florian Wirtz sends Arne Slot clear message with Reds pushing for transfer. Depending on your perspective, the timing of the latest international break is either a blessing or a curse for Liverpool. Prior to their players flying all over the world to their respective national teams, the Reds were hit with another late blow in their latest Premier League encounter. It's almost as if the Anfield outfit are being made to pay for their abundance of late winners in the first 5 games of the season. Arne Slot's team were put to the sword by a gutting 96th-minute strike that saw Chelsea take 3 points against the reigning Premier League champions at Stamford Bridge on Saturday. Chelsea's 2-1 win over the Reds followed a 97th-minute winner for Crystal Palace a week earlier. Sandwiched between was a tough evening in Istanbul as Liverpool lost to Galatasaray in the Champions League. To their frustration, Liverpool will have to wait to make amends on the pitch until after the break. However, the 2-week-long hiatus gives Slot's team a chance to regroup and recalibrate after falling behind Arsenal in the Premier League title race. From talk over Florian Wirtz's best position, an ongoing swoop for Marc Guéhi, as well as the possibility of yet another expensive addition to Liverpool's forward line, Mirror Football takes a look at all the latest news coming out of Anfield. Wirtz tells Liverpool his best position. It's not entirely gone to plan for Wirtz at Liverpool just yet. The German playmaker is yet to bag a goal or assist in the Premier League since joining in a 106-meter move from Bayer Leverkusen this summer. As a result, he has been the subject of intense scrutiny. Just where Wirtz should play for the Reds has also been a huge point of contention. The midfielder has primarily played at number 10 during his time at Anfield so far, but he has also been deployed on the left of an attacking front three, most notably in the Reds' defeat to Palace. Wirtz recently spoke to Sky Sports for an interview. 2 of his former FC Köln youth coaches, Martin Heck and Marcus Dawn, also took part in the feature, with Wirtz revealing how the coaches granted him the freedom to express himself in his preferred position, just behind the forward line. Heck was just always there for us. Motivated us, especially for me, Wirtz said. He gave me the freedom on the pitch. He put me in the position where I have to be, like behind the striker on the number 10, and just gave me the freedom. They were coaches that gave me the confidence that I need, that I can just play my own game and be the best version of myself. Liverpool pushing to sign Guéhi. Liverpool are trying everything to sign Marc Guéhi on a free transfer next summer, according to reports from Germany. The England international had agreed personal terms on a 35-minute move to the Premier League champions in the summer. Palace withdrew from negotiations after failing to secure a suitable replacement, leaving Guéhi's dream transfer in tatters. However, it looks like they're going to face stiff competition courtesy of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. According to reports, the Bavarian Giants head of sport, Max Eberl, is said to be an admirer of the Eagles' skipper. Rumors are suggesting that Bayern have already held talks with the players' camp with a view to snapping the player up on a free next year. Semenyo, transfer eyed by Reds. Liverpool are reportedly just one of the clubs currently interested in signing Bournemouth star Antoine Semenyo. The Ghana international has impressed so far this season with 9 goal contributions in 7 Premier League appearances, including 2 goals against Liverpool. According to TalkSport, Liverpool's sporting director Richard Hughes is a big admirer of the player. Hughes, previously of Bournemouth, brought Semenyo to the Vitality Stadium in January 2023 for £10.5 million from Bristol City. However, his value is now set to be closer to £75 million, meaning Liverpool would have to fork out big money yet again on their forward line to secure the star. Frimpong clashes with Spurs star ever the life and soul of the party. Jeremy Frimpong could not resist a cheeky pop at the expense of Tottenham Hotspur's Xavi Simons during the Netherlands' latest training session. In a video doing the rounds on social media, the ex-Leverkusen star can be seen taking part in a rondo session with his teammates. Frimpong had to be switched on to keep the ball in play following a volleyed pass from Simons. Fabrizio Romano Liverpool update drops bombshell on future of Reds star. Slot's contract expires in 2027, and FSG aren't keen on letting the manager enter his last year in uncertainty. The same mistake cost them big when Trent Alexander-Arnold left for Spain last season. However, they might commit that mistake again with Ibrahima Konaté's contract ending at the end of this season. This has been one of the longest sagas at Anfield, with talks dating back to October 2024. The trend has continued with no renewal in sight yet, and Real Madrid eyeing the defender. This looks way too familiar, and FSG definitely isn't happy considering the defensive situation. Fabrizio Romano Liverpool Konaté update. Talking on the Here We Go podcast, renowned Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano offered his 2 cents on the issue. It's another interesting situation because for Konaté, Liverpool are still in conversation with his agents. It's been a special case because Konaté, 1 year ago, basically in October 2024, was on the verge of signing a new contract with Liverpool. Then there have been some problems, some issues in the structure of this new deal. So the negotiation got delayed, and now the agreement is not done or closed, but they are still in conversation. Between Konaté and Liverpool, so they are still talking, they are still discussing. Transfers Fabrizio. Romano Liverpool update drops bombshell on future of Reds, star by Sri Desai. October 2025 transfers and renewals are still the subject of focus at Anfield, despite a 440-meter-plus summer. Arne Slot is also in the talks, as the Dutch gaffer is on the verge of garnering a new contract for himself. Slot's contract expires in 2027, and FSG aren't keen on letting the manager enter his last year in uncertainty. The same mistake cost them big when Trent Alexander-Arnold left for Spain last season. However, they might commit that mistake again with Ibrahima Konaté's contract ending at the end of this season. This has been one of the longest sagas at Anfield, with talks dating back to October 2024. The Frenchman almost signed an extension with the Merseysiders last year. However, a few formalities ensured that the talks remained hanging. Most read on Anfield Central contract negotiations ongoing for Liverpool transfer target. Liverpool absolutely shocked as Starman does. U-turn on contract Liverpool fall back as Manchester United interest grows in EPL attacker. The trend has continued with no renewal in sight yet, and Real Madrid eyeing the defender. This looks way too familiar, and FSG definitely isn't happy considering the defensive situation. Fabrizio Romano Liverpool. Konaté update Ibrahima. Konaté is yet to renew his contract at Anfield. Credits, Imago Images. Talking on the Here We Go podcast, renowned Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano offered his 2 cents on the issue. It's another interesting situation because for Konaté, Liverpool are still in conversation with his agents. It's been a special case because Konaté, 1 year ago, basically in October 2024, was on the verge of signing a new contract with Liverpool. Then there have been some problems, some issues in the structure of this new deal. So the negotiation got delayed, and now the agreement is not done or closed, but they are still in conversation. Between Konaté and Liverpool, so they are still talking, they are still discussing. It's not something agreed, and it means that several clubs can be interested in the situation of Konaté, clubs in Europe, including Real Madrid. As Los Blancos target William Saliba, renewed at Arsenal, the Spanish Giants have turned their focus on Konaté. The talks are still in progress, and Madrid will be waiting on their chance to pounce. Real Madrid were following the case of William Saliba, but he decided to sign a new deal at Arsenal. So now for Real Madrid, there are other options, and in the least, Konaté is one of them, but it's not something done with Real Madrid. It's too early to say what's going to happen with Madrid, and so Liverpool are still in conversation with the player to try and extend the contract. In case it doesn't happen, let's get ready, because it's going to be another big battle. Real Madrid will be there, and not only, so I think Konaté is going to be another big name to follow in the next week. Bayern Munich star defends. Florian Wirtz's Liverpool start and shares training ground impression. The German arrived at Anfield amid much fanfare, with predictions that he could become the Reds' answer to Kevin De Bruyne. Although there have been flashes of brilliance from Wirtz, he has failed to live up to the hype in a fairly spectacular way. Without a goal or an assist in 9 appearances, Liverpool's number 7 is badly in need of some inspiration. Naturally, given the size of the transfer fee which took him from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool, Wirtz has received plenty of criticism and scrutiny from the English media. Though now safely away in the sanctuary of the German national team, the spotlight has not lessened on the 22-year-old, with Bayern Munich's Serge Gnabry forced to come out in defense of his colleague on Thursday. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.